Thank you. Okay, I will share screen, okay, if you don't mind. Okay, okay. Let me get this organized first. Okay, well done. Okay, we can get it started. Okay, I think thanks for the introduction, Brother Tiong. We were colleagues in DNC a long, long time ago. So actually, time passed very fast. Okay. And yeah, I'm now, I've been with the Full Gospel Businessman's Fellowship for many, many years, since I was bitten by a cobra in the neck in 1988. And that flipped my life around. But I think that let's talk about what we are supposed to address today. I think I first of all want to thank Pastor Malcolm and the elders for having the confidence in me to share with you what little I know about this subject on multi-level marketing and pyramids. Okay. Now, first of all, a disclaimer is that I'm not an investment expert. There are people, like Brother Tiong, who can probably know more about investment than I do. It is just that in FGB and in churches, in my own church, there are people who were involved either as promoting schemes with high yield, low risk, and others who participated in such schemes and were hurt. So it caused friction in the fellowship, in FGB, including some of our elders were involved in promoting some of the schemes. That's why I got interested in it. And I started to do some research on it and start to find out why, if this kind of thing can happen, and start to tell others about how to avoid, either getting caught or being uh, asked to be a promoter, and then relationships are affected. Okay, so the disclaimer is that I am not an expert. So I will just share with you what I know from the experience I have had. Okay. Now, I want to first of all start by this, which is just last month on the 29th of June. This came out in the Star and then subsequently in the Age as well. And I just want to share with you that even top lawyers in Singapore, top lawyers, one of them was the general counsel for GIC, the Singapore Government Investment Fund, they got scammed in this nickel trading scam. Apparently, the total involved is $1 billion. And that lawyer, the particular lawyer, invested 5.5 million Sing in it. And why did they invest? It is because they saw this 15% over 3 months, 15% over 3 months. And so they got caught. And now, obviously, now it's a reported law cases and all sorts of things. So if you have been caught in one of these scam, high yield, low risk, short period of time, you don't have to do anything, just put your money there. You're going to get a lot of money in return, and you don't feel bad because even top lawyers with legal brain can get caught. Okay. Scams comes in many forms and shape. It comes in the pyramid selling scheme shape. A Ponzi is simply taking, it may not be organized as a pyramid, it may just be taking money from the new entrants to pay off the old entrants while top slicing what they want from themselves and let it go on for a while. And then there are other forms of scheme that is not pyramid, that is not a Ponzi, like Macau scheme just on the phone and all that kind of thing. Okay, there are many scams that are out there to take money from us, especially during this time, because they know that we are all trying to make a little bit more money. And this is a good time to design a scam and put it into the market. And also it's a good time for us. If we are not careful or wise, we will get scammed. Now, Pastor Malcolm has asked me just to focus on one aspect of a scam, like a multi-level marketing and pyramid scheme. What is the difference? Because it is not easy to tell. And the second thing he asked me to touch on is investing in real estate overseas. Okay, so I will just focus on these two for this morning. Now, this came out in July 21, saying that there is a fine line between legitimate businesses and pyramid schemes. And the case in point actually is about Herbalife. So it is not easy to tell the difference between a real multi-level marketing and a pyramid scheme that is designed to cheat, because a pyramid scheme is designed just to cheat, okay? And they will disguise it, okay? So Herbalife is not a new company. It has got a 30-year-old, existence. They sell weight loss shakes and wellness product. And then one fella called Bill Ackman decided to, let me see whether I can get this up of the way, yeah. Decided to short the shares of Herbalife. Now Herbalife is quoted on the stock exchange in New York. So he put 1 billion, a short sell bet on Herbalife. And after he has put the short sell bet on Herbalife, he then accused Herbalife of being a pyramid scheme, and he came up with all sorts of accusation and so-called evidence that it is a pyramid scheme. And obviously, when that news was put into the market, the shares dropped and he made quite a bit of money. But then the Herbalife president came out and said, look, we are not a pyramid scheme. We sell real products to real people. We don't pay, directly to recruit new distributors. And we have been here a long time. We operate in 88 countries and we are continuing to grow. And more consumers consuming our products every single day around the world. So is it a pyramid scheme or is it not a pyramid scheme? So this was referred to the Federal Trade Commission in the US. And after quite a long while, and this article came out saying that, well, Herbalife was fined 200 million US. And this 200 million US will be distributed to about 35,000 distributors who have lost money by being distributors of Herbalife. But the Federal Trade Commission didn't say that Herbalife is a pyramid scheme. So in the media releases from Herbalife, they said, look, we are vindicated. Although we are fine because some people lost money, but we have not been declared a pyramid scheme, so we are legitimate. So it is not easy. So I don't blame yourself if you can't tell the difference. Now there is an association called the Direct Selling Association of Malaysia. Okay, and direct selling is the umbrella term to mean that any form of selling that doesn't go to the retail chain of wholesaler, distributor, and all that kind of thing, and retailer. It is selling person to person. But multi-level marketing has been growing more and more as part of direct selling. So this is the trend in the US. In the 90s, 25% of their members, Direct Selling Association of US, are involved in using MLM as direct selling methodology. By 2009, 98%. So it is a very effective way of selling person to person, and many people have become very, very rich, okay, in involving in multi-level marketing. But there are growing concern among governments because it is very hard to distinguish, whether it is a scam or not a scam, okay? But China said that, okay, since we can't distinguish it, we ban it since 1998. So if you want to know whether a direct selling scheme is a scam or not, and how to understand the difference, you just got to go to the Direct Selling Association of Malaysia website. I've given you the link. The first one is the home website, and then the other one is actually the pages on pyramid selling. What are the differences? Okay, so just go there. There's a lot of information available on the net for you to be educated and not to be scammed. Now, I'm just comparing the few key points about the differences between direct selling and multi-level marketing. MLM is a legitimate process. There are rules, there are contractual obligations on inventory holding, training, and sales, usually with a good product range. And come to mind is with Amway, Causeway. Some of these are long-term name that has been there a long time, and you can see that there is this kind of thing. A pyramid scheme is usually disguised as an MLM with product or services. It's loosely contracted, vague rules, promises with no contractual obligation, and no substantial product range, usually just one product. Okay. MLM is focused on building and extending distribution network to sell products. The whole purpose of recruiting people into the network is to sell products, and income is from the sale of product. The pyramid is making quick money out of the network. You build up a network just to make quick money, and income is from recruitment. Okay. And who are the people who get into your network? First, your friends or relatives, people you know very well. And the size of the investment. MLM, typically, there's no substantial investment. You just buy a starter kit, maybe a couple of $100 or something like that. They give you a bag, some materials, some forms, and all that to get you started. And some actually have got stock buyback. If you buy the stock and then you cannot sell, they will buy back from you at about, let's say, 80% of the cost. So you don't have to be loaded with all the stock and cannot move it. A pyramid usually charge a high entrance fees on product. They disguise as a product, but they charge a high fee. For example, one of the ones that was in the building that I was working in when I was in TA, there was a company called Giraffe World from Taiwan. They were selling the mattresses, the magnetic mattress at 6,000 a shop. The mattress is only worth a couple of hundreds, but they were selling 6,000 a shop, okay? And they will push the distributor to buy more, and there's no buyback arrangement. Then the question you have to ask when you are approached is that, what is your motivation? Are you going in to start a business because you need more income? Okay. If it is, then you must be prepared to work hard because you're starting a business. And to run the business and make money out of the business, you have to work hard. And working hard by going to do presentation, recruiting, and then doing the training, and then stocking, and then delivery, hard work, but you can make money. Okay, and if you are good at presentation and motivation, and all that, you can make good money. There are many people who have made very good money out of it. But if your motive, you say that, oh, this is a very good opportunity for me to make quick, easy money, then your motive is that you are getting into a pyramid scheme. And you just think that I can make money by just recruiting people, and then I don't have to do anything else. The company will do everything for me. I just got to get the people into the scheme and I can make easy money. So that is your motivation. So you got to check your motivation. If your motivation is to start a business, then prepare to work hard. And your consumer response. In a good MLM company, you actually can buy the product at a reasonable price without being a distributor. If you become a distributor, you can get the product cheaper, okay? Because you're getting it at distributor price. But you don't need to be a distributor. I actually am consuming some MLM product, but I do not want to be a distributor because I know I can't. Okay? I do not know how to sell well. Okay? And you must know that when you all the people you recruit as a distributor, 8, 9 of them will drop out. Out of every 10, only 1 will succeed and become successful as a distributor. Okay, so, but in the case of a pyramid, in order to get into the scheme, you have to be a distributor. You cannot just be a consumer. So I am a consumer at the moment of 3 MLM products because I think that the prices are reasonable, they're good products, I just buy them. Okay, a pyramid scheme would normally get destroyed over time. Now this is a 1 to 3 pyramid scheme. 1 recruit 3, 3 recruit 9, 9 recruit 27. You can see all the numbers here. Very fast they build up. By the 21 level, is 10 billion, you know. Okay, so the population of the world is only 7 billion. So somewhere around here, a pyramid scheme will collapse. And sometimes it is the organizer of the scheme that make it collapse, okay, so that they can start a new one, so that they don't have to be responsible for what you have paid in, and they can walk away from the scheme. Okay, now there are lots of information on the net. This is a small little book from the Consumer Association of Penang, very old book. I think it must be about 25 years old, but it's still available. If you go to the Consumer Association of Penang website, you can order this. Okay. Now, the telltale signs of a pyramid scheme is that when you go for a presentation, you will notice that they emphasize on easy money, okay, and not on the benefits of the product. So you will find people standing up, accountants, lawyers, bankers standing up to show you checks that they have received, and genuine checks. They can cash in one, 50,000, 100,000, 150,000, okay, and that you can also get the check if you join the scheme. And the testimony they share would be on money making, not on the benefits of the product. And when you ask them questions in the presentation, they are either reluctant to answer, or they are giving you vague answers that, you know, especially on how the thing is governed, the processes, the legal registration. And the promotional material is usually very glossy, okay, nice, you know, hardcover and all that. And how much to get in? Do you just pay a couple of hundred, or do you pay thousands to get in? Okay. This is the governance checklist, the minimum governance checklist you must do when you are asked to participate. One is that, are they a legalized company in Malaysia? Okay. Are they a Sindran Berhad? Are they licensed by the Ministry of Domestic Trade? And very often, even pyramid schemes are licensed, because, as I say, it's disguised with a product. And our guys in the ministry may not be able to tell the difference. Then check the Bank Negara Consumer Alert List, and also the Securities Commission Alert List, so that at least this is the things you must do to see whether they are legal or not. Okay. Now, this is the, the favorite picture that I want to always use, is that who is behind their misery? As you can see, Satan here. Can you see? Satan is here. Well, this is just to show you that, look, it is evil. Pyramid schemes are evil. It cheats people money. It destroys lives. Okay. Now, so that is all I want to say about MLM, because time is very short. Now, I'm going to talk about investing in overseas real estate. You see, anything that you want to invest in, there are 4 things that you have to worry about, or 4 considerations, okay? One is, does the investment generate an income? Rental income, interest income, dividend income, things like this. 2 is that, is there growth? Does it have capital gains over time? You know, property increase in price, shares also can increase in price and all that. The third thing is liquidity. Can you sell it when you want to sell it? You know, is the market liquid? Is there a market, or is it a very tight market that when you want to sell, it's hard? Even property, there are some properties that are very liquid, you want to sell very easy. There are some properties that are very hard to sell. And then fourthly, security. How secure is this investment? Okay. Now, there are basically 4 asset classes that when you think about. The first asset class is defensive, basically income assets, okay, defensive assets. Cash like bank deposits, fixed deposits, saving current account. These are for investors with short-term outlook. Low risk, for people with low risk tolerance, or when the market volatility is high, it fluctuates like crazy. So you do not want to take too much risk. And provides a stable low risk income, regular interest payment, for example. So the net result is low risk, but low potential return. The second category of defensive asset is fixed interest, includes government bond, corporate bond. More volatile than cash, because bond prices can fluctuate up and down. A cash you put in the bank, it stays where it is, it doesn't change, but are still relatively stable. Income return is usually in the form of regular interest payment for an agreed period of time, maybe 5 years. They are at the moment perpetual bond that go on forever until the company redeems it, you know, when there are terms of the redemption. Low to moderate risk and potential return. Okay, risk and return are always equal. No such thing as high High return, low risk, no such thing. Okay. And the capital growth and income assets, would be property, includes direct investment and indirect to real estate investment trust. These are higher risk than fixed interest, but less risk than equity. Direct property investment are chunky. You buy a property, it takes quite a bit of money. And that's why it's less liquid also, because even a transaction will take months, sometimes years. And at this market, actually, it's taking years. Very hard to sell anything. Equity means, shares in companies, include Malaysian and overseas listed shares. Return usually include capital gain or loss and income to dividend. Okay, so these are the potential asset class. Why I want to share with you this, because you have to think of this as asset class, okay? And you have to have a spread of asset class. Risk to consider in overseas investment: what the country risk, political risk, the government can change, economic policies can change, the governance process can change within the same country. Market risk: is there a market supply and demand situation? Is there a vibrant market? How is the market shaping out in the near term? A currency and interest rate risk. You invest in US dollars, how does it relate to Malaysia? It depends on what you want to do with the currency. Okay, maybe investing in US dollars or Sing dollars or pound sterling may be good for you, in the sense that you want to diversify out of ringgit, and you may have children studying abroad. Okay, transaction risk, legal. What are the legal processes? Because legal systems are very different. We are under the British Commonwealth system, basically the same as in Australia, England, New Zealand, Singapore, basically the same, although there are differences. Documentation risk, ownership risk. Can you actually own the thing? Or like in Indonesia, you don't only own, hak milik, you only have usage of it. It's like this. Exit risk. Can you exit comfortably, or the government can block your exit? Transfer of money, how can it be done? Developer risk. Who is the developer? Do you know enough of them? Do they have a good track record? Okay. In England, some of the big name developers were being sort of punished because they were taking the mickey out of the customers. Big names. Custodian risk. Who is holding the asset? Physical risk. Have you seen the place? Is it in a swamp? One of my friends invested in a property in Florida years ago. Finally went to have a look. It's in the swamp. Worth nothing. Taxation risk. Is your income going to be taxed? Is your capital gain going to be taxed? Is there inheritance tax in that country? Japanese inheritance tax is as high as 55%. Okay, as high as 55%. Malaysia, we don't have estate duty, we don't have inheritance tax. Okay, so these are the things you have to consider when you are investing overseas. Question you need to ask yourself: why are you investing overseas? Aren't there investment in Malaysia in the 4 asset class that you can be more comfortable with? Do you understand how you can make money from that particular investment? Okay. Do you understand and accept the various risks? How can you liquidate your investment when the time comes when you want to cash out? And can you afford to lose the money if something goes wrong? And the last question is most important. When foreigners, developers and marketing agents come to promote real estate investment, foreign real estate investment, be it in Canada, US, Brazil, wherever, Perth, for example, they come to you to say that, hey, why don't you invest in this? Very good opportunity for you to make money. One fundamental question you have to ask yourself is, are there not investors in those countries, in those localities, who know the thing better? Why are they not investing? Isn't there enough investors there? Why is it that they have to come to Malaysia to get investors? Why? It's because we are easily fooled? Because there are no investors in those countries? Ask yourself this basic question. Why is it that they come here? Well, these are some of the Bible verses, that I put up for you. Okay, I don't want to go over them. Now, all these slides are with Pastor Malcolm. So you can get them from him, and you can share it with whoever you want to. You know, my material is never copyrighted. It is for the blessing of the kingdom. Okay, so that's all I want to cover, and maybe we can deal with some of the Q&A that I hope I can answer them. Okay, that's all I want to share. Thank you. I stop sharing now. Okay, I stop sharing.